G'day guys, Wereman here. Welcome back to the workshop. There's a bit of stuff going on, so what I wanted to do just quickly is address some comments. I'm sure you figured out by now that this is pre-recorded. I'm guessing you have anyway. If you haven't, then yes, this is all pre-recorded, so you can put comments down, like chuck a comment down if you've got an idea, if you've got whatever. If you've got something you want to say, chuck a comment down. If I don't do a video on it immediately, then that's pretty much why, because it is pre-recorded. I sit down and record 5 or 6 of them at a time, so it takes a little while. But I have been watching, and you guys have been watching them, and that's awesome. Thanks, guys. And people have been putting comments in. So I just wanted to quickly go over a couple. I've got a few pre-record things that I want to do before we get into that. But I may as well address some of the comments so that they're underway, and then get back to the things that I was doing before. Hopefully that sounds legit. There's been a few people. I'm just bringing screenshots up here. So there are a couple there that are things that I've actually been thinking of doing. So Private Public, on the first one there, he had a thing asking about solo play. Adam and I are actually looking to do a game together, like a co-op game, and that will require an AI to control the enemy team. If you can get an AI to work reasonably well, then you've got solo play. So keep an eye out for that. Hopefully I'll be able to go into some of the things that I can think of for solo play as well while I'm working on the AI. But if you watch/listen to the one on AI, then hopefully that'll give you an idea of what you can do. But that is your basic thing, is if you want to play solo, you need something to control the enemy. Bregel had a thing for Pacific Rim, so basically making kaiju in BattleTech, and yeah, I had actually thought of that at one point. Not seriously thought about it, but I have thought a lot about doing some ogre style scenarios. So that would put a single huge, not necessarily highly skilled, but a really big, really heavy hitting, really heavily armored unit against a lot of more or less technologically advanced units. So I don't know if anybody's ever played Ogre, but it used to be a game. Look it up, have a squiz. Maybe we can flash a couple of pictures or something of it up there, but I was thinking your Ogre could be either a super heavy, which you can build mechs up to about, I think the max is about 200 tons if you go super heavy. We'll hopefully get into those at some point. They could be low tier kaiju or monsters, and then you could use what they call a mobile fortress for the actual Godzilla size monsters. Now, I had thought of using a mobile fortress for the Junkyard game. I wanted to have an automated factory thing that rolled around the junkyard and did stuff. So hopefully I'll go into that at some point. I mean, if I mention something and you want me to go into it, please check a comment down and let me know it's something you want me to go over again, because I can sit and I can do 10 full minutes on it. That same comment, dude, you put down that you're no good at creating mech sheets, so how to create and to a lesser degree balance is lost on me. If I can help, I will, mate. I'm not sure exactly what you mean, creating a mech from scratch. We've done a couple of videos on that. But if you want me to run through the rules on doing it, then I'm more than happy to do that. If you've got tech manual, You can run through it step by step. A tech manual is hopefully in the PDFs that you can download. If Adam's listening to this, he can chuck a comment down or maybe put some text across the screen to let me know if it is or not. But I think it's a download. But yeah, I'm more than happy to help with that. But exactly what you mean, because balance in a mech sheet is like, it really doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want with those mech sheets. It's not like the computer game. The computer game was a slightly different thing. But yeah, we can go into that a bit more later on if you want to. Chuck a comment down and we'll do it, mate. Derek Burge. On that first one as well, can't speak for anyone else, but I'm here for rambling musings on the rules. Have you got a specific rule you want me to go into, mate? If you have, then chuck it in the comment. If any of you have a rule you want to hear about, or that you've heard about that you want a bit more expansion on, or that maybe we've done a video and didn't do in-depth enough for you, or something like that, I don't know. Somebody mentioned triple strength Wereman at one point, and we have actually done a video on that. And I think we covered it pretty well. But again, there's a lot of rules out there. There's a lot of options out there. If you see one that you like or that you want a bit of explanation on, feel free to go for it. And then I think Mikey mentioned, on the second one, scenario basics. Interested in scenario input for scenarios other than this. If you mean like a full scenario, go for it, dude. Yep. If you've got an idea for one, or you've got some ideas that you're maybe running around in your head and trying to figure out and you want a hand with, or you've got one that you know for a fact is a thing and you want to put a scenario out there, as long as it's not one you're trying to keep to yourself or keep away from players that are going to be doing it, dude, feel free. Everybody seems to be fairly keen for scenario ideas, so chuck it down there, mate. I'm sure someone will be interested. And you also mentioned, Mikey also mentioned the darkness thing, and yeah, I'm basically with you on that, mate. I don't get how it would be that much more difficult in nighttime. I don't know why the nighttime rule is really there with all the technology and things. I mean, surely it'd be easy enough. But see, this is the chronic fence sitter thing that I've warned about before. I can see both sides. I think what they're trying to do is they're trying to say, I mean, if you imagine giving a gun expert, like an actual marksman, a pistol, standing them in front of a target that's like X amount of meters away and say, okay, shoot that, you need to get a bullseye. All right, give them a full clip and they unload the clip and they have to get a bullseye. Eventually, they'll, like, the first couple of bullets are getting used to the gun, and then they'll probably hit fairly, like, steadily. They'll be able to get at least a bullseye or two, right? How much harder would it be to do that if they had to do it remotely? Because all of that equipment that they're using to see through the night thing is secondary to your, your normal cockpit canopy HUD sort of thing, right? So maybe it's a little more difficult to do it that way than it is to do it just directly, if you see what I mean. I think that's the sort of thing they're trying to get across. But yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but you can always take it out of your games. You can always put it in, but make it less. Like I say, everything past Game of Armored Combat and basically the beginner box is optional. You don't have to do it. And yeah, I mean, it is a thing that is in there, but it isn't something that you absolutely have to use. So, and yeah, Derek was also saying make sure you understand the rule before you change them, and clarity on the scenarios from Mikey as well. And it is important, right? You need to have as much clarity on things like force building, scenario objectives, special rules, all of that as you can. You need to be careful how you word them, and you need to go through it a couple of times for yourself and see if you can find something. But also go through it with at least one other person and see if they can find a loophole. yeah, that's our first batch of comments, and that's about 10 minutes. So I just wanted to say thanks very much for watching. Thanks for the positivity. I am going to try and keep this up, and I am going to try and keep it to what you guys want to discuss. So if you have something, chuck a comment down, and we'll see if we can get into it. But that's about it. I will catch you guys in the next one. Take it easy, eh?